probably all can relate to being at the rental counter. Hey, do you want to add in the additional insurance? If you end up paying an extra 15, 20, 30 bucks a day for coverage, and maybe over the course of the year, that bumper that's going to cost $3,000 to fix that you might not have to incur. Hey everyone, hope you're doing very well today. My name is Michael Guastamacchio. I'm one of the co-founders and the CEO of MediaZilla. And we're continuing our series on helping members become more successful. This is one of our big drivers and our new mission and vision going forward. So in that regard, we're trying to find ways that we can help members with tools and services they might already be paying for and how to get the most out of it. But realistically, a lot of filmmakers, whether you're filming weddings, whether you're doing different types of events, if you're ever traveling out of the country, it's a very common use case that you need to rent a car to go to the event, to film the event. Maybe you're flying abroad, maybe you're flying within the US, Canada, what have you. And so this issue comes up quite often, and you probably all can relate to being at the rental counter and hey, do you want to add in the additional insurance? And they try to maybe pull some type of guilt tricks or no, your insurance probably isn't going to cover that. Oh, well, if you get an accident, oh, that bumper, that's going to cost $3,000 to fix that. It's kind of it's up to you really to make that risk assessment for how comfortable you are and how good is your primary insurance. But we at least want to kind of provide that these are tools that you may already have access to, that you're already paying for, it's already in your arsenal. So at least you could be a more informed purchaser, a more informed buyer, if you will. So first of all, I want to clarify, there's two kind of main distinctions to make. So oftentimes you'll see, if you see this auto rental coverage, you'll see primary and you'll see secondary. Those are very, very important. What we're looking at today is primary coverage that Chase offers. So what we're looking at here is the Chase Inc. Unlimited Business Card. So again, this is a free card, very common. A lot of people in the industry probably already have this card. If not, you can check this out. We'll be making other videos about actually what cards help filmmakers the most, but you may already have this card. There's other cards where you'll see it says secondary coverage, meaning that your insurance is really going to be, your automobile insurance is going to be the first one that's going to, that they're going to go to for coverage, and then they'll come back to the credit card coverage. So if you have the ability to use a card or you have a card that has primary, that's something that's super powerful. So what does this actually cover? First of all, it's letting you know, hey, it protects against theft and collision damage for most rental vehicles. And most of these do have a cap kind of as far as what they will cover. So they'll cover up to, $60,000. And it's very common now that they set kind of a max MSRP, or manufacturer suggested retail price. So some of the things that they're calling out, okay, this specifically provides reimbursement for damages caused by theft or collision. It covers up to 31 days, so that's something important. So if you rent a car for 2 or 3 months, the coverage may only last 31 days because they're saying this is basically short term. And then again, they're talking about the primary coverage. So within the US, the coverage is primary, assuming it's for commercial and or business purposes. So there's a clear distinction between, are you renting it for personal reasons, for a family holiday, or are you actually renting it for business? And they tell you explicitly right here, if you're renting for personal, it's secondary. So they're still providing coverage, but not as good. And then here they're explicitly telling you what is not covered. So if you violate the terms of the contract, basically all bets are off. Injury of you, or damage to other things. So, kind of medical costs and injuries, leases that are on there, loss of personal belongings. So, that's something to consider. If the car gets stolen, do you actually have coverage for the things that are in the rental car? Personal liability. So this is probably where your personal auto insurance would come in. That's that 8-page doc that, most people probably just throw away when they get. But this is some of the items in there where they're saying, hey, if you rent an exotic vehicle or something that has a greater price than 125,000. So basically, if you're going out to Las Vegas and letting it rip on a Ferrari or a McLaren or things like that, we might not cover it. Antique cars, letting you know kind of the definition of here. Cargo vans and trucks, this is important. So if for whatever reason you do need to actually rent a vehicle where you need a cargo van, you need a commercial truck, this coverage may not be valid. So you may need to purchase the coverage through the agency, other than pickup trucks. So especially if you're a frequent traveler for business, if you're doing a lot of remote work or destination weddings and things like that. And, if you find yourself, you go back and just look at your actual rental agreements. And if you end up paying an extra 15, 20, 30 bucks a day for coverage. And maybe over the course of a year, you might rent a car 3, 4, 5 times for 2 or 3 days. You're talking about hundreds of dollars that you might not have to incur. So yeah, hope this helps. Again, drop comments below. Let us know if you've had any experience, positive or negative. If you actually have any additional things to add to this, because again, we're trying to help our community of filmmakers become more successful,